When this copper pod tree had fallen due to strong wind in Jayanagar, two other trees were planted again in the same place. This is because the details of the fallen tree were documented before. This is why accounting for every tree is important. But the tree census in Bengaluru won't serve this purpose of protecting the trees. The Bruhat Bengaluru Mahanagara Palike, the BBMP, started a census of Bengaluru's trees. Around 4 lakh trees have been enumerated till January 2025, but reports suggest we have around 20 lakh trees. But first, how does the tree census work? Experts walk around and jot down information of every tree. Then, each tree is assigned a unique consecutive number and geotagged in an online portal. Tree species, physical features, health and photos are geotagged for easy public access. Now, this sounds like a great way to save our trees, but we found out that this census has many flaws. These are the pictures uploaded in the BBMP tree census portal. A pen, a watch and another pen.
See, the BBMP is basically, when I was interacting over the year, they did not have the proper understanding of the technology also. When two departments has to come together, when they give it to the Indian Word Science also, they are not able to do the complete the justice for it actually. They accepted it actually. There's a lot of gaps and all. This has to be perfected. And there has to have the proper understanding of the ground, the technology and the flora and the fauna and everything. Then only it can be sorted and everything. With a limited understanding or without an intention, this cannot be completed, and that's how you are able to see a lot of gaps into them, where you are not able to find the right images, they are not able to find the right trees, you are missing a lot of trees and missing a lot of data and all, and that will not serve the purpose actually.
On the screen you see photos from the Indiranagar tree census. But when I tried to find these particular trees, it was a little confusing. We were able to find DOM 101 but not DOM 102. Instead, the tree next to it was numbered DOM 196 and tree number 99 and 104 were on the other side of the 100 feet road. Here is another one. The same tree has been given two different numbers. If the trees are not numbered correctly, how can anyone identify if a tree was cut illegally? While the BBMP's data has many flaws, Vijay Nishant has managed to document trees from 5 wards in Bengaluru with utmost accuracy.
So when I was in my college times and all, I kept seeing all the urbanization which is happening, and tree has been cut, there is no accountability and everything. So then only I thought somewhere the tracking has to be done, accountability has to be done, so we know what is happening with each and every tree. And that's how I come with doing the tree census digitally. First time in India actually, Project Vruksha, where I bought this idea. Then we built up something called Vruksha.com actually, and this is the idea we conceived at the 2008 or 9 or something. And I'm so happy to tell you, on those days actually Vijayanagara, Hampi Nagara, with MLA Priya Krishna we spoke, and he gave the permission and everything with the BBMP, giving us a permission, not all the logistics looking into it. We worked on those days and able to complete Hampi Nagara. We were able to complete nearly 3,000 trees, digitalizing girth, height, where it is, what it is, health.
The team's efforts were ahead of its time despite having very basic resources. However, BBMP's data from 2025 does not provide basic information like species identification of the trees. Many trees are being marked as others without the species being identified.
If wrong species is you identifying the value might, if you see, if there is sandalwood, if you are tagging it as some unvalued trees, that will not give a value to the BBMP cutting process and all actually. And how you will increase the biodiversity when you know certain this sward consists of a certain species, you wanted to increase, where your next planning when you wanted to plant it actually, how you will going to decide it actually. This all the gaps will come actually, and that will not again serve the purpose. So that's why when we did it in Vruksha actually, we used to check three times. There's a tree, when the tree census when done, later on somebody used to go and check it out the data, then authentication would have happened, then the third person has to again check it out, and that's what we have perfected the system and all. and more than a decade the data is in a public domain and they know it actually. Everybody has seen and even they accepted that data is done and everything. So it's a very easy now. Technology is upgraded. When we had it, we had a lot of issues with the signals, the resolution of the image and everything. Still we are able to perfect it actually. But today the technology is a par. It's you have a more, and AI is there and everything. We can produce more data and everything. So BBMP should perfect it actually. But intention is very important actually.
Experts point out that the information on the height and girth of the tree, health of the tree, economic benefits, and flowering season should also be considered in the tree census. For the census to attain its benefit and to protect the biodiversity of the city, BBMP should implement immediate course corrections to fix this and make sure the quality gaps are addressed in the further census process.
See, because the diversity, Bengaluru has a soil in such a way, we can diverse it. If we are planting in the more and more species, we can attract the more biodiversity, and that is a good for the Bengaluru. So that's why very important to identify each and every tree. It will help us actually. If the tree is cut, you can't bring the new tree next day. So you need a time. Whatever it has been planted in the 80s, that is how we are seeing the trees today actually. That's why it's very important. We have to plan it for the future, because you know urbanization, concretization, the kind of the development and the people are throwing. Tomorrow it will going to be very difficult. You know, Whitefield area and certain area, they don't have much trees, and they're going with the breathing problem and all the pollution and all actually. The more, if you come to Jayanagar area, Malleshwaram, where the trees are more, there is a lesser air quality is getting better and everything. We have to look into all the aspects that will help us out actually. That is the thing.